What up, though, y'all? What up, though, y'all? This your girl Q1, and I am back with Ready to Love Season 11, Episode 11, Engaged and Confused. Before I start, y'all, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Make sure y'all like the videos so I can stay in the algorithm. All right. Anyway, also, let me just say this. Sorry, y'all. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central Time, 10 o'clock Mountain Time, I believe, and the West Coast Time, 9 o'clock, I will be over on Mrs. Best's channel along with Watch Your Mouth Reviews to discuss love during lockup. Child. I've never watched it before. This is my first time. My review will be up. So just run my numbers up, y'all, on all of my videos. And shout out to y'all for showing out on the Ready to Love, Love and Marriage Huntsville Sisters. Just showing out on a lot of those videos. You know, thank you. I appreciate y'all. And shout out to all the new subscribers. Okay, y'all. Welcome to my channel. Okay, if you've never been here, if you're trying to figure out a channel to please, come on over here to my channel. Okay, you know, we fun. I read every comment and I respond to every comment. Okay, I'm that girl. I am, but listen, if you need somewhere to go, come on over here. If you're struggling, if you feel like you're teetering back and forth, you want to unsubscribe, subscribe, do the right thing. Subscribe to your girl, okay? Won't cost you nothing. Trying to get me to 700. We going from 700 to 1K, okay? So let's just go ahead and get me there. Thank y'all so much. Welcome to my channel. I hope y'all like my content. Anyway, so Ready to Love, y'all. The men have to introduce the women to their families. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Dominique irked me. Okay. Anyway, so Bello, Vince, and Darius are the last three men standing. I didn't know it was three men. I don't know why, but they're the last three standing. So Darius, his sister Joy, and his brother Terry, they're meeting Ashanti and Ashley. He's now just starting a connection with Ashanti, because I was like, did I miss something? Like, did I miss something? I knew Ashanti had a connection with Stephen Bello and somebody else. Stephen Bello and, was it Vint? No, just Stephen and Bello. I mean, you know, and a couple other people, but I didn't know this. The whole Darius thing is new. I was like, oh, okay. So apparently they've been, you know, chatting on the phone for quite some time. Ashley arrived. Ashanti already arrives and meet the people. Ashley then arrived, and in her confessional, she said, you know, I just want to know who's Darius' connection, me or Ashanti, because now I honestly, Ashley has had questions about Darius for quite some time now. She's been really questioning him. Anyway, they say Darius will put his woman to work, and his sister think Ashley is guarded. Keep on moving. Ashley don't want a man that's too accessible. And so Joy thinks that she's too guarded, and she felt like my brother is networking. Not every night, he's not. No, I'm just kidding. No, he ain't always networking. Okay, all them connects he have, it ain't always that. So, ma'am, don't sit here and try to take up for your brother. Okay. Anyway, Joy wanted to know from Ashley what is her viewpoint regarding submission. Ashley said not being a damn maid. Okay, she didn't say it like that, y'all. That's how I'm saying it. And I think that's how I would have said it. Not being nobody maid. Because your mama should have taught you some basic life skills where you learned how to cook, clean, wash, do all of the things so I don't have to. Okay? Or go DoorDash and hire a maid. Okay, hey maid, I see you in your maid outfit. Anyway, Joy. So we know production gets messy. So as the cameras are panning over to Joy, she just keeps shaking her head like it's almost like she's annoyed with Ashley's answers, and she's shaking her head like this hoe. Okay, that's how it came off to me. But we also understand how messy production is. Okay, so basically, Ashley don't want to be a mattress maid and mule. Shout out to Erica De Niro. If y'all don't follow her, you should. I love her. Anyway, she don't feel like that. Ashley doesn't feel like she needs to cook and clean daily. She says she's not trying to be molded into what Darius thinks she needs to be, especially since they're not married. Darius then pipes up and says, well, the biblical version of submission is to adhere to another person's will. And Ashley said, sometimes men use Bible verses and don't follow them as well. Period. Everybody, all y'all want a woman to be submissive, but you don't know how to submit to your person. Basically, they think submission means do, be a workhorse. Absolutely not. Anyway, Darius thinks Ashley tossed him under the bus with his family. He said that they talked about some things in private, and Ashley expressed to him how she's not trying to cook and do all of these things and just be like, again, maid, mattress, mule. She's not trying to be all of that. And I think his response was what 40-year-old would say some stupid shit like that? I promise I was just like, oh, why would you say that? And then he tells her, I wasn't talking directly about you. Okay, so who were you talking about? Because if I'm saying something to you, you can't play in my face and say, "Oh, you was talking about her. You was talking to her." Anyway, Ashley said that there are no. Ashley said that their roadblock is, Darius just wants somebody to cook and clean. He wants a traditional woman. That's what it sounds like. And Joy says to Darius, you need to know your audience. And Ashley feels like, you have to be worthy of those things. And I'm glad Joy said that. I'm glad that she cleared that up. Because there's this sometimes expectation from people that they want you to break your neck back and all of the things. And meanwhile, they want to continue to give the bare minimum. No. Anyway, Ashley is in her confessional. She still have questions. I think because the way the preview from next week, I don't think that I think she gonna choose herself. So the family like Ashanti, of course, because Ashanti seems more passive. Ashley was not being passive. She gonna say what she gonna say, and she gonna stand on her business. And that's what I like. Everybody wants somebody passive, which means you want somebody that you can run over. Okay? You want somebody, when you say be my peace, meaning let me run amok in your palace while I go do stupid shit. Okay? That is not Ashley. Okay, Ashley said, I don't have the time or the temperament. And I wasn't mad at Ashley. I was not. So they feel like Ashanti, they like Ashanti, but they feel like Ashley is going to bring more out of him. What does that mean? Is she going to bring his more of a temper out? Is she going to hold him accountable? Because it sounds like there's this, a little disdain for some accountability. Okay, I don't know. I'm just guessing, y'all. So we meet Vince and his brother. Oh, I was so exhausted on this one. Michael. So Michael is meeting with Donna and Lauren. Michael asks about a situation that happened between him and Lauren, and we're back at that whole 6'2" comment situation. Of course, Michael has had his brother's back in this entirety. Michael asks about a relationship prior that she may have caused to end. And I'm looking at him like, it's like y'all are really looking for something to stand out to say, oh, she's a red flag. It's like you was trying to find a problem with Lauren. Yes, Lauren has her moments. Lauren, she has her moments. But sometimes I feel like what Lauren was asking wasn't so much of an ask when it came from the men. So as she's explaining, so Donna arrives. As Lauren is explaining, what happened that could have caused her, that may have caused the relationship to end on her end. Sorry, y'all. Michael stopped her and said, he don't want no interview answers. And I would have been like, nigga, you gonna let me answer this question or what? Don't cut me off. You want to see a red flag? When I tell you, I will paint a red flag and you understand? My head back. You understand? Don't play with me. I'm sorry, y'all. It was his smugness. Like, I was so irritated for Lauren. It was so damn smug and so damn rude, and I understand why. He and his brother are just alike. Anyway, so Michael asks Donna, what did she do to cause the relationship to end? And I'm just like, why are y'all asking these stupid ass questions? Like, what did you do? Okay, what did he do? We all know he's very argumentative. Okay, my nerves. Y'all, my nerves was on 10. Okay, my nerves was extremely bad. So, Michael asked Donna about her timeline because Vince has pause about it. And I get it. You don't want to be rushing to anything, but Donna feel like by the end of 2025, she should be married. Donna, if you don't go sit down somewhere with that, okay? Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Michael talked about speaking harshly, and I think I don't know who he said that to, but anyway, Lauren, he feels like Lauren isn't favorable in his eyes, but Donna is. He felt like Donna answered the questions, about her dad and cleared up the situation or whatever happened in her past. I don't know. I stopped listening because I was just so annoyed with this whole scene. Like, these men are full of shit. Anyway, Bello and his brother Afizi, I think that's what he said. I wrote it, but again, I will butcher her name. Lauren, so his brother meets Lauren along with Dominique, but earlier in the day he met with Ashanti. And let me say this, the fact that production, because I feel like this was a production thing, had Bello to put Lauren and Dominique in the same room and not Ashanti, it gave We Need Drama. That's what it gave. We Need a Drama. So Dominique says she had a connection with Ashanti, but she says she know that he has a connection with Ashanti, but he has more of a connection with me, and his connection with Lauren has weakened. And I'm looking at Dom like, girl, you is really acting like a damn pick-me. That's the same thing Rose said. And guess what? She got double dumped. Okay? Check last season. Shout out to Rose. Anyway, I just didn't like her energy. Like, she had in the words of Candy D. Burris, put a cross in front, we gonna cancel out Tucker. Candy D. Burris. Okay, Dom had a stank superior attitude. And it showed. It started showing in these last 2 episodes. Which, again, brings me to my question. Did y'all hunch? Because that's what it's giving. You feel like you already got it in the bag. And you feel like you up here and Ashante is somewhere here and you've already placed Lauren down here. But I feel like low key, I feel like you feel like Lauren is a little competition for you. I don't know, but your energy was real stank. Okay, real stank. Anyway, Dominique feels like she has met her person and she feels like she has ownership of Bello. But does he have ownership of you? I mean, but not that I don't want nobody to have ownership of me, but it sounds crazy. Whatever. The tension between Dom and Lauren it's really thick the moment Lauren walked up. Because Dominique was surprised. She didn't realize. And both of the ladies didn't know that each other was going to be there. So Dominique said to Lauren at the ladies' lounge. So Lauren is explaining, how she feels about Bello. She did question Bello. She did. Because, again, Bello, you're all here, but you're telling me one thing. This is how Bello has been leading. So when Lauren shared everything in the ladies' lounge, Dominique used that against her in this moment. Dom said to Lauren at the ladies' lounge, you felt like Bello wasn't a connection, but now you feel like he's a connection. And Dominique kept demanding some type of explanation from Lauren, and this lady don't have to answer a whole ass thing to you. You're not dating her. She's dating Bello. Y'all, I'm freezing. Anyway, it was irritating me, y'all. Irritating me so much. And so, Bello's brother asked Lauren if she thought Bello was a strong connection. Bello, I heard him say, amongst other connections, and Dominique bust out laughing. First of all, it wasn't that funny. And while you're laughing, he's still playing in your face because he have 3 connections. You and 2 other women. So which means y'all at the tail end, he still hasn't chose you yet. But you down for the cause to choose him. All right, girl. Whatever. Anyway, we found out that Bello has visited his daughter 3 times in 5 months. Visit his daughter. He only visited his daughter three times in 5 months, but his brother hasn't had a chance to meet his niece yet. So Bello said he can see Dom, and so the brother asked, who can you see Dominique in your future? Bello said he could see Dominique in his future. He said it's always like Dominique says, we go together. And so Lauren asked, she said, what does that mean? And Dom says, well, Bello has met my parents. And let me stop you right there. As my best friend will say, hold up, let me stop you right there. Shout out to you. And as a matter of fact, take this moment to go to my besties page. I am Laura Laurent. Okay? Anyway, this is Dominique. That wasn't a flex because you just told. I want to say, y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. She said it to Devon or Cardi that she's usually on FaceTime with her family, so anybody can just meet her family. That's what you said. You said that if I'm sitting in a date with you and I get a call, you'll be able to meet my brothers, all the people that are attached to you. So you saying that was you trying to piss Lauren off. But in reality, you said in the beginning, anybody can meet your family. Even if I don't care if it's on the phone or in person, you made the comment. I'm just saying, I'm just going to throw that out there. Like Dominique was really irking me. Okay. And I really like Dominique, but it's like I don't know where this energy came from. It was just like a whole, wait a minute. So Lauren feels like Bello has solidified his connections early. Dom tells her, can you explain? Lauren said, listen, I don't owe you a whole ass thing. She didn't say that, but she just said, I don't owe you anything. Lauren also said she feels like a side chick. And Dominique was like, it is what it is. I was like, girl, you is hard up for Bello. Lauren asked Bello point blank, is he still open to growing a connection? Yes or no? Bello paused. He did this. He said, he did this. He said, that's why you still here. He didn't say yes. He didn't say no. And Lauren said, you just don't give a straight answer. In that moment, Lauren, you should have self-eliminated. And you should have let him have Dominique. You can choose between Ashanti and Dominique, but I'm going to choose me. Dom said she was frustrated because of the back and forward between her and Lauren. You may have been frustrated between that back and forward, but I know you was highly pissed off because he didn't give Lauren a straight answer. So then she said, one thing she not gonna do is play in my face. She didn't play in your face. The nigga you sitting next to was playing in your face. That's who was playing in your face. She said, and she will not allow her to play in Bello's face. Not on my watch. Again, I say to you, honey, it wasn't her. It was Bello. I also feel like you really mad. Once again, you should have been pissed because he paused. He didn't give a yes or no answer. If y'all were really solidified, he would have gave Lauren a definite no. I don't know, girl. I don't know. So Bello's brother said Dom was coming in hot. He felt like Lauren was calm and he really liked, Lauren. He felt like Ashanti was really nice. Lauren was really calm. Dominique came in hot and he felt like Dominique was possessive. And so Bello felt like Lauren came in hot. And I'm like, where? Because she was holding you to task, asking you questions. That's what I'm talking about. It's the not wanting to be held responsible for how y'all showing up in this process. Like, again, these ladies are supposed to take the bare minimum. Anyway, his brother felt like Ashanti and Lauren would be more compatible, and now Bello is confused. You're not confused. You know exactly who you gonna pick. You know exactly. You're not even attracted to Lauren. Like at this point, you don't even like Lauren like that. You did, but you don't anymore. You have I feel like you have a physical attraction to Dominique, but I also feel like you have a mental attraction to Ashanti. Anyway, we get to Donna and Vince. He said he wanted to just get with her, no people, no nothing, just him and her, and just kind of just talk and just go on a date. Donna said in order to be with Vince, one would have to have thick skin. Excuse me? Girl, please. So Vince wants to talk, and just check up on her. No timelines. He don't want to talk about any of that. Just want to check on her. So Donna asks, what can she do better? And I'm just like, what? Girl, what? But fine. Vince want her to know that, know his heart. But he said, I want you to know my heart, but I am Vince. And sometimes for me, you're going to have to say chill. You're going to have to say stop. It's that. Yeah, no ma'am. Donna says, if Vince says anything to hurt my feelings, I just have to adjust to that. Again, I beg your pardon. Girl. I was like, girl, wait. So, okay, whatever. So Ashanti and Darius. They actually just had a date at one of them air places where you kind of fly and all on the side and all of that. I forgot what they call it. But they had a date. This was their first date. So she met your family first. And then, but you know what? Whatever works for y'all, everybody want to get to the end. It's not even about love at this point. It's just about making it to the end. Solidifying a solid connection to make it to the end. So, Darius want to know if she wants more kids. She said no. He said no, but said something different to Ashley early on. I thought you wanted to have more kids. But again, it's the lies. It's the back and forth. It's just, yeah, y'all be doing a lot. Anyway, they both feel like their other connections are secured elsewhere. And they feel like they're solid with one another. I don't know. So we get to the men's lounge. Darius came out in his gorilla chinchilla. It was nice though, the coat. Okay, it was real nice. Okay. So Bello said that his brother was feeling Ashanti. And but I thought your brother was feeling Lauren too, but you ain't say that. Anyway, Vince said his brother was feeling Donna. Darius said that his brother and sister was feeling Ashanti. So we get to the knot. Vince says his brother wasn't feeling Lauren. Bello says his brother, he wasn't feeling Lauren. And he claimed Lauren smeared his name. She did not. She questioned you. And I feel like she had a right to question you because you're doing one thing, you're saying something else. So Darius said Ashley. And we found out that the situation that happened between Ashley and Darius, she told Vince what happened. And Vince said she was crying and all of the things. And I was like, girl, why would you do that? But Vince was like, but I'm not trying to be in the middle of it. But you are in the middle because you brought it to the forefront. You wanted to bring it to the forefront. Darius said he felt disrespected and he sees how immature Ashley is. How is she immature? Y'all really have been throwing that word loosely when it comes to some of these ladies. And I like to know what makes them immature. Anyway, you're just mad because Darius seemed like he the type of person you don't need to tell nobody nothing. And that's fine. Like, in-house, I guess is in-house. But at the same time, nah, nigga, I need somebody to talk to. He said she shouldn't have told Vince. She could have told her brothers or somebody. You know, you ain't got no brothers. You ain't got no uncles. You ain't got no cousins. They really ain't gonna like you then. Anyway, because you probably was disrespectful when you said that. So, Bello told Lauren she wasn't ready to love. Bello meets up with Lauren. Darius meets up with Ashley. Darius, to me, wants a pushover, and Ashley ain't going for it. Lauren is out after Lauren ain't ready to love. Okay, that's where we at. She said, so this is what Lauren said. Lauren said that, you know, it didn't add up after sending her home. I felt like Lauren should have self-eliminated. Like, you knew these men wasn't your connection. She said earlier she felt like Bello had already solidified his connection early on. You knew that when you and Steve didn't work, you knew then. Even when you've been trying to snuggle up with Vince after he said what he said about you, and y'all been having this little rift between each of y'all. So I'm not understanding. Again, we only get 40-50 minutes of all of this, and we don't get to see everything. So yeah, so Ashley is staying. I'm like, here we go, y'all. So next week, the women have to introduce the men to their families. And it seems as though it's going to be a mess. I think next week is the season finale. All right, we just need a little break from Ready to Love, but next week is the season finale. Other than that, y'all, I don't have anything else. But this is your girl, Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.